Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emily. Happy birthday to me. Yes.
Happy birthday to you, me.
today, today is my birthday. Oh my God, I'm 53 years old.
Oh my goodness.
I don't believe it. What happened to the time? I was born on January 18, 1961. And now I'm an old timer. I'm 53. I guess I'm not that far away from my medical cards. But I'm still me, Emily, and I am happy. I went out last night to see my friend Kiki. She celebrated with me, and we had a great time. It's nice when you have good people in your life that care and want to share your day with you, and I enjoyed that. It was very nice for me. I very much enjoyed it, and I hope that it comes more often. It's nice when you spend time with good people who care about you and love you. Like, I can't explain it, but I love my family too. I love my son. My wife I love, even though she may not love me. I don't know. It seems that way, but what can I do? It's beyond my control. I have two sisters that I love, but they don't care about me. They didn't even wish me a happy birthday. Only my middle sister, who wished me happy birthday on Facebook, but she didn't call and wish me a happy birthday. So what is that? That's nothing, man. Anyway, who cares? I have a life. I'm living my life. I'm doing the best I can. And I'm just doing what I can to survive. I'm actually got a lot of things in my mind. I don't know how I sleep anymore. And I was sleeping. I mean, sleeping. I did sleep last night. Amazing, right? But I was tired. I was in the city. I got to meet my friend Kiki. She's my best girlfriend, my soulmate, my twin soul, however you want to say it. She's definitely that to me. And she sang me a beautiful happy birthday song. It touched my heart. And Kiki's a wonderful girl, and I'm very lucky to kind of have a relationship with her, even though it's just purely spiritual, I guess you could say. But we hit it on a different level, a different plateau. Not like a romantic relationship. This is like a relationship of the heart, where two people are destined to be with each other in their hearts, mind, soul. And we actually bonded, and we came to know each other just recently, like 2 months ago, just right before the Christmas holidays. So Kiki to me is like very special, and I'll have to write about how I came about meeting her, because it's really a truly wonderful story. But if Kiki didn't come into my life, I don't know if I would still be alive, because I've been struggling a lot with depression. I've struggled with suicide ideation, and even on my Facebook page, I did a life event that I'm feeling better now. I'm coming to terms with my feelings and my depression and my transgender struggles. And I feel that I've overcome those terrible thoughts of suicide, which is termed suicide ideation. And I hope that that's beyond, past, because I literally had attempted suicide just last year about a half a dozen times. And I could be graphic and tell you how, but I don't think that's very proper of me to do that. Certainly I don't want to scare people. I do want to, however, say that suicide is very dangerous, because people who do feel that's their only way, it's serious, because that can be very fateful. And there were times when I was saved, kind of. I was saved. I had tried to overdose on aspirin, sleeping pills. I tried to stay out in the cold, the bitter cold, the biting, freezing cold, for 2 days straight, hoping to freeze to death. I tried to crash my car into a lake. I mean, all kinds of things. During the Hurricane Sandy, my psychologist thought I was like thinking of suicide in the way that I went out, not worried about the danger element. And actually, I did go out for a reason. My son was asking for pizza, and my son is autistic. So when he asked for pizza, I mean, it could be any time of the day. And this just so happened to be the day that we're having a major hurricane. But it was mild. I didn't see any danger. You know, I figured I may as well get the pizza before we really get the brunt of it. And I didn't even know what the brunt was going to be like. I never really, I mean, we had hurricanes, but nothing compared to this hurricane Sandy that we recently experienced. But I didn't even know what we were going to get. And I figured, Maddie's hungry. And, the weather people sometimes make mistakes. But, and it was kind of windy, but it wasn't like really bad. And it didn't really come to rain yet. So I went to get my son pizza. And I almost got killed 2 times in that short duration of a trip to the pizza place. And the pizza place was out of power. They were literally like running on a generator, a backup. And they didn't even have functionality of the credit card machine. So I had to we had to do that transaction old-fashioned way because I didn't have cash. And the ATM wasn't working at the bank. Somehow it got all shut down because of the loss of power. So I obligated myself to getting the pizza. I called ahead of time. So I needed to get that pizza for Maddie. He was relying on me to get this, and I was kind of hungry myself. And when you have that urge for pizza, you want to get it, But what happened was I went down my road. I live on Primrose Lane, and I took it up to 106, and then I made the left where we have the Walmart Stop and Shop, and there's the big gas station on the left, the shopping area on the right, and I made the left onto Hempstead Turnpike. And I was on Hempstead Turnpike for a short duration, and the wind started to kick up, and the traffic lights were swinging back and forth, rocking. It was scary. But I didn't even know what was going to happen next. And then out of nowhere, I heard boom! And it was a traffic light that fell to the ground, to the street. And if I was this much closer, that traffic light would have hit my roof. And God knows what could have happened. It could have been bent down on my head and I could have died. And I was lucky that didn't happen. But it was scary. And then I finally got to the pizza place after that crazy fiasco. And when I did, before I even got to the pizza place, I got so shaken up that I pulled my car over and tried to move that heavy lug of a light out of the street. And I'm dressed like Emily. And this guy saw me and he said, no way. You can't do this. You're a lady. You can't do this. You're too late. You're a girl. So he was a gentleman and he grabbed it, or he couldn't even pick it up. It was so heavy. But he managed to just get it to the side. And he just wished me good luck and said, just go on your way and get home. If you have a place, get home now because you don't know what's going to happen. And I gave him a hug and I wished him to get home safe too. And that was the last time I ever saw him, but I'm sure he was okay. And then I got to the parking lot at the pizza place. And I saw they didn't have the power and all, but they were still selling pizza. And they had my pie ready. So I got the pie. I paid it the old-fashioned way. They took the imprint of the credit card. Actually, they took something. I don't remember. It's been a while now. But somehow they were able to get an imprint on my card. And then they reran it later when all the dust settled, which was like a week or two later because we lost power for like 2.5 weeks. And then on my way home, I had the pizza in hand with his soda Desire, which is Sierra Mist. And then I got home. I was like a block away. And then all of a sudden I heard a snap. And this huge tree fell. Oh my God. And I was trapped because there was a tree down the block here. There was a tree over here. And then there was another guy who actually was there too. And he was trying to drive the other way while I was coming this way. And he got out of his car and he ran over to me to see if I was okay. And I said I was okay, but I got shaken up. And he said, I'm going to see how we get out of this. Because we're not going to get through this if we don't get our cars and get home. So I was scared, and he was on the cell phone, and I didn't have my cell phone. I was charging it at home actually. So he was figuring out what to do, and he was on the phone, and then he took a walk down the block, and he said, you know, he came back to me and he said, there's only one way out of here. And I asked him how, and he said, there's a little bit of an opening, but you have to drive over the lawn of this neighbor. So I said, whatever it takes, we got to do it, right? And I followed him. He said, follow me, miss. And I did. And he got me out of there. He got out and he got me out. What we essentially had to do is we had to drive our car up onto the curb, onto the grass of this person who owned the house, because there was a big tree block in the middle of the road. And we drove around that tree into the garden of this beautiful house. And we navigated around and down, back down into the street. And I got around, managed to get around to the house, the block where my house was, and I just pulled my car up, and I ran in the house with the pizza and the soda, because the winds were picking up, and the rains was like sheets of rain being pushed against your face, and it hurt. I mean, it was painful. Those drops were devastatingly hurtful, because they were blown into your face, and you were blown all over the place. And here I am, a young girl now, who's petite, and I weighed maybe 135, and I used to weigh 195. So I'm like down to 60 pounds less than I'm used to. And I just prayed that I got in the house, and there was Maddie and my family all there, just like saying, what happened to you? And I said, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm here and everything's okay, and we got pizza. And Maddie was all excited, and he had his pizza and I had pizza. And I said, Maddie, don't ever ask me again to get pizza in the middle of a hurricane, please, okay? And he goes, okay, Dad, okay. And I said, never again, but I did it because I love you. So it worked out, though. We got through it. I'm 53 today, January 18. I was born January 18, 1961. And I remember being identified as a girl way back then. I mean, I knew all along that I was destined to be a female. I used to dress up in girls' clothes. I used to cry myself to sleep as a 4-year-old, desperately seeking to identify and dress like a female, a girl. So I knew I was transgender. I knew it all along. But I had to cope as best I could. And the only way I could cope was I loved music. I loved dressing up. So I was a cross-dresser. Yeah, I was a 4-year-old and I was a cross-dresser. I knew I was a girl. I didn't know the terminology. I didn't know it was called transgender. Later on I came to know that. But it's not an easy life. You know? I mean, I could tell you all the things that I struggled with. And I struggled with depression. I struggled back then, young, wishing that I could die. You know, I tried to overdose on aspirin and sleeping pills when I was 16. And it was my coach that saved my life. I don't know if I ever said this in a video story, but I did say it in my blog, and I think I did say it in the video too. But the only thing that really saved me as a teenager was the cross-dressing, burying myself in the books. I was a math and physics geek, and just like gravitating to sports. I loved baseball. And when I got cut from the baseball team, I was devastated. And I didn't know what I was going to do because I needed the escape. And it just so happened that my mom and dad were sick. My mom was in South Oaks Hospital. My dad was battling depression, and he was an ironworker, a very proud ironworker. He worked on bridges. He built the high school I went to. He built the many cities that dot the line, the skyscraper in Manhattan. Like when you're driving into the city and you take the Queens Midtown Tunnel, when you see the view of the city, the landscape, the skyscrapers. Yeah, my dad worked on many of those. I'm very proud of my dad. He's gone now. God rest his soul. And my mom died many, many years ago. She died in 1990. My dad died in 2009. 2 years after the tragic incident, to the very day that took place at the Virginia Tech campus where I was a mechanical engineering student. And I was there way back when in the 1980s. But I was an engineering college student there, and I studied hard, and I worked hard, and I was a mechanical engineer. And I really did the best I could, and I tried, and I got through it, but I struggled, but I made it. But what happened on April 16, 2007 rocked my world. And my dad called me and said, "Did you hear what happened at Virginia Tech?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Do you have access to the internet?" And this is my dad asking me if I have access to the internet. My dad never even went on a computer, but he knew enough that I accessed the internet. And he said, "If you have access," and this happened on September 11, 2001, by the way, also when my dad was telling me. But this horrible day of April 16, 2007 was the day that Virginia Tech changed the whole campus. Everything about that school changed, and it changed for the worst, because what happened that day was some kid, a college student, or a former college student at the Virginia Tech college campus, I think he was an English major, somehow flipped out. I don't know. All I know is it was in the news. It was portrayed that he was a loner, and he also had disinterest with guns. And what he did was sorry about that, my hand is tired. I'm gonna get a tripod so I can do videos without holding the camera in the future. But what he did was he shot somebody in the morning, killing them. It was weird. And then he went to the post office or something to mail something. It happened to be like some stupid video he created to send to the news station. Then he went back to the campus, and he had his gun, and I guess he had a magazine of clips, bullets, whatever. I'm not really a gun person, but he had a gun. And what he did was he went back to the school in the engineering campus where I studied my mechanical engineering. And I think I had a professor too that got shot and died. He was my thermodynamics professor. So I was devastated because I knew him. And he was a well-known professor, highly regarded. He had studied in another country, European country, and he was well respected. And he was my professor. Well, when all was said and done, I think the total was 32 people lost their lives. Teachers, students. It was horrific. And he then took the gun and shot himself. And he died as well. I don't understand what causes people to do that. I don't want to go into that negative direction though, because this is my birthday. And I came off a high yesterday, spending the night with my friend Kiki, as we rung in my birthday like we would ring in the New Year at 12 midnight. And we went to a pizza place. It was really cool. And I got nice pictures, and Kiki and I had a nice meal. We had pizza, we had a calzone, and then we had dessert at another place. When the pizza place was awesome, you know. It was really like this little place, and neat. I mean, it was old, but it was quaint. And the girls that worked there were amazingly beautiful and very sweet. And they took pictures of me and Kiki, my girlfriend, my soulmate, my soul twin. And it was wonderful, you know. I love Kiki. She's a sweetheart. I mean, I love my family, my wife, my son. But my wife isn't that caring to me, it seems now. So, you know, I have to live my life too, you know. But, you know, I'm still there for my wife. I would never walk away. Why should I? I need her, she needs me. And if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be getting the medical attention that I need, because I'm under her medical insurance. So I'm very grateful for that. You know, my wife is struggles. She's very shy. She never really got to accept me because I never came out. But the truth of the matter is I didn't come out to anybody. It took me many years to realize what was going on. And I was ashamed. I didn't know how to tell people. And you know, I just was trying to survive. I went to a therapist. I was planning to have sex reassignment surgery. And actually, I'm thinking about going to Thailand to do the surgery when I can. Right now, I'm like desperate because we're fighting to keep our house. We may face mortgage foreclosure. I'm not able to work. I'm on disability now. I got the Social Security disability on my first attempt, and thank God for the attorney representing me, Sullivan and Kehoe. Frank Kehoe helped me to get the Social Security through the insistence of a friend that I owe a big time. Robert Findaro, also an attorney, who helped me get on the Social Security. And now that I'm on Social Security disability, my son will be getting it because he's autistic. So that's a good thing. And I'm also on long-term disability with the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Yes, I admit I'm a CPA. But I have rock star ambitions and transgender modeling ambitions. I have a new, creative idea that's going to kind of resonate with all my ventures in the future. So I'm going to tie it under the umbrella of this name, and I think it's a great name. And I'll explain how I came about with this name. But it's called, the name that I'm going to be using as my moniker for the rest of my life is T-Girl Angel. It's nice, right? T-Girl, transgender girl. I'm a T-Girl, trans girl, T-Girl. What a transgender girl really is a girl self-identified as female, born male, a boy, but presenting as female, a girl. I'm on female hormones. I'm on estradiol, and I'm on spironolactone. Actually, I have the meds right here. Let me see if I can get it. This is, I think, the blue pills. This is estradiol, right? Estradiol. I'm taking estradiol, 2 milligrams. Edward Iannielli, but my name is Emily. I take estradiol, right? Estradiol, 2 milligrams. Those are the little blue pills. It's kind of funny, it's blue pills. I would think it'd be pink, but it's not, it's blue. And I also am on spironolactone. See, spironolactone. Take 1 tablet by mouth, twice daily. Spironolactone. Okay. And on the estradiol, I forgot to tell the dosage on that. It says, estradiol. Take 1 tablet by mouth 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Estradiol. And that's 2 milligrams. So, yeah, this is what's helping me transition. And plus I do electrolysis. That's how I get a smooth face. My face is nice and, how can I say, very, soft. Plus I use conditioner. Let me do a little, video of the house. It's a modest house, but it's a nice house. This is like the picture gallery that we have. I love dolls. Madame Alexander. This is a picture of a Philippine Chuck. That's a picture of Maria, my wife, me, and our son Maddie. He's just a baby, newborn. These are nice little gifts. My wife still has flowers from a long time ago. These are little toys and stuff. My dad was into this and he got it for us. This is Maddie when he was just born. He was a little kid, tiny kid, cute kid, with his little teddy bear. That picture is his birth birth picture on the right. That's Maddie as a young kid, and he was already diagnosed as autistic at that time. Let me get a little closer here so you can see a picture of my mom, me, and my sister. Let me see. Can you see that? That's my mom. She's beautiful. That's my sister, Kathy. And that's me, little Eddie. And I was about 4 years old in that picture. Actually, that was the time when I knew that I was a girl. So that picture has a lot of sentimentality to me. Because I know in that picture I knew I was a girl. I didn't know how I would, how my life would turn out. But now I know because that's who I am. This is the mirror where I usually do my videos. I'm doing a quick pan of the room. This is the house. You can see it's open. I should do the lights, right? And this is where I work on my computer, where I do my videos and my writings. This is a source of inspiration where I share all my things. My dad, I think I have a nice picture. My translator, I've been translating, yeah, this is a nice picture I love. With my icons, that's me. My face is all covered, and then this is Maddie, which is a better picture of him. So I'll focus on that, and Maddie's a Yankee fan, just like his mom. This is like where I have my cell phone, my Fiji water, the birthday candles, the birthday cake that I'm eating. This is like a little area where I keep my books and stuff. This is where I watch TV. And these are collections that I like of movies. I have some movies here. Some of my sons. This is Adventure Time. He liked Monsters University. He's a fan of the Disney movies, Lady and the Tramp, the Princess and the Frog. And this is a movie of the Oz, Great and Powerful Oz, with that actor, what's the actor's name, does it say? James Franco. Oh, and look at that. Despicable Me Too. And then we have the Holy Bible, which I'm going to read more of. This is a book written by the author Gay Talese, who I'm going to meet with to tell my story. And he wrote a book called The Bridge about my dad and all the ironworkers that built the Verrazano. And I'm a John Grisham fan, and he wrote a book called Calico Joe, which is about a baseball player. So that's pretty interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to reading that. And I have some inspirational books that I'm going to give to my friend Kiki. One is called When Will the Heaven Begin? And this is a sad story, but an enlightening story, and it was written by Ben Breedlove's mom. You all know Ben Breedlove if you're an internet person and you saw his video that touched the heart on Facebook. And this is another empowering book called Waking Up in Heaven, which I'm going to read and I'm going to give as a gift to my friend Kiki, along with this. But books are good, they help you, And I think my video is about to run out. Wow, that was fast. And also I drink healthy. I drink a lot of water. I drink cranberry juice. I do soap, which is good. And, I'm just doing the best I can. I'm a Met fan, see? New York Mets. My gloves.